even if it got to this point. You shouldn't even have to pay any fee to get it out of you.
Now, there was more going on behind the scenes during this arrest that was not captured on camera. And there have been ongoing consequences for the motorists that Tom and Laura tried to help. So for more on that, I will be joined by them both later. But first, I'm going to check in with my reporting partner, Stephen Janis, who's been reaching out to police and sheriffs for comment and delving into the details of the case.
An illegal arrest. Stick around. I want to tell you why this is important.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So, Stephen, what is the Los Angeles County Sheriff's saying about the arrest? How are they justifying it?
So, Tay, I reached out to the...
How are they justifying a wrongful arrest? Here is the thing. Okay? Here's the thing. Today alone, now it's accounting for previous stories that I've heard of them. Today alone, I've seen about 12 dozen fucking instances of corruption and ass backwards practices in legal and just political situations in America. It's so blatantly, obviously corrupt and evil, and they do the opposite, that it's like they're just fucking, it's blatant. It's just they're laughing in our face at this point. So this is an unjustified arrest. They turned the person was trying to record them and everything. And then they turned the camera off, and luckily, because this is just getting so corrupt and evil that God's stepping in at this point. Some random cop watchers start recording and show that they illegally searched their vehicle and then impounded them, and then impounded the vehicle with the lady's car keys, her phone, and everything in the vehicle. Why'd they impound it? To get some money. But here's the thing, right? With the Maui situation, I just learned, because I know how corrupt and everything the fucking America is. So I didn't even pay attention to the Maui news. I just knew that there was a fire in Maui and we weren't helping for some reason. I just watched the story today. The water was not shut off or something, but they didn't use water, and they didn't release the siren. They didn't sound the alarm. They didn't do the siren. That's just ass backwards and blatantly. You don't sound the alarm and you don't use water? Not to mention we didn't send them aid. What else was it? So it's like they're not messing up at this point. Someone is telling them to do this. Hey, go arrest people for no reason. We need money. Let's keep watching so I can think of more stuff to say.
Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, I sent them an email, asked some very specific questions. How do you justify this arrest? What is the criteria used for DUIs when it involves marijuana? I have not heard back, but I will continue following up and let people know in the live chat if I hear any.
And another thing, they say there's a national shortage of cops right now. What the fuck is that going to do? You put that out in the news? There's a national shortage of people who catch criminals? Criminals are fucking happy that shit. What? Why would you put that in the news? Doesn't that seem like a memo thing? You don't put out, hey, we're short on cops right now. Hopefully no one takes advantage. No, that was blatantly obvious that they fucking did that on purpose.
So this is not the first time we've reported on the LA County Sheriff's Department. What did we learn in reporting those stories?
We'll tell you, we are quite familiar with the LA County Sheriff. One of our biggest videos ever was a report on Daniel Alvarez, who was illegally arrested by LA County Sheriffs for not pulling up close enough to a stop sign. But turns out the ACLU did an incredible report on the LA County Sheriffs, noting that 90% of their stops are just directed by deputies, not for serious crimes. That they
90%? So they're directed to freaking mostly do this. Or you can say, their time, it's just the way their time is used. Nothing to do, and then they pull someone over. No. 90% of their shit is that. And then 90% of the time, they're like, here's a fine for no reason. Or I'm going to need to search the vehicle.
Canceling any calls for service. And that LA County itself spends billions on the sheriff, but only $40 million on homelessness, $71 million on affordable.
Another blatantly corrupt. That's what this whole video is. Like, I just was seeing stuff all day where it's like, obviously that's not how it should be. So they're blatantly being corrupt and evil and ass backwards. Another one of those instances is qualified immunity. When you have a dangerous or important job, you are held to the highest extent of accountability that can be held to. You're held to like a certain accountability so that it limits mistakes. But cops, one of the most dangerous jobs, you know, taking innocent lives sometimes, they're not held accountable. They got qualified immunity. So, I mean, even the stupidest jobs, people hire the most qualified people so that they can limit mistakes, and accountable people so they can limit mistakes. Oh, and here we go. Here's the big one. Hopefully people made it 6 minutes into this shitty video. Here's the big one. It just came out in the news, I don't know when, sometime in this past year or two, that police departments don't hire certain people over a high IQ. It's like over 104, which 100's the average. So they're hiring average Joes, and they won't hire people with a higher IQ. That came out. So you know that's the standard. You know that's all police departments. And if it's one, it's all. Because they all say the same thing and whatever. So that's blatantly corrupt and evil. You're not hiring the smart people. You're not holding these people accountable for a dangerous job. So it is what it is. People are like so stupid. I mean, we're just gonna let this happen. Let them be blatantly corrupt and evil. And not do a thing about it. Yeah, they don't hire people over a certain IQ. I know you don't believe me on that. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, bullshit. I seen this story. See, court's okay, but that was in 2000. 104. It's crazy how I remembered that, but then now Google's trying to tell me I don't remember that. That this is real. Boom. There it is. Overqualified to do a fucking job that involves judgment and quick decision. Like, don't you think that smart people should be doing that? Oh my goodness, that's blatantly corrupt and fucking retarded. So they're doing this corruption on purpose. Like Maui gets a fire and they don't use water or sound the alarm. And then the guy's like, well, they didn't sound the alarm because the alarm is for tsunamis and people would have ran towards the fire. Do you hear yourself right now? People are going to run towards fire? No. That is so blatantly, obviously not true that it's just another one of those things that this whole video is about. I'm seeing so much shit that's just so common sense that it's like they're doing it to slap us in the face. They really gave the explanation of, we didn't sound the alarm because people were going to run towards the fire. That was their explanation. Okay. Have a good day.